morning to you, and what do you have planned for me?
Well, it's for us
Okay.
because we'll both need to be doing it. So today we are finally starting the project of switching out the flooring on the pontoon boat.
Oh.
This project is way overdue. It's been needing to be done for over 6 years.
Woo.
So, yeah.
Too hot a job to do in Florida in the summer. And we're too busy with the campground to worry about the boat. I don't even think we took it out more than a few times.
Yeah, it was hardly ever that we took it out, actually.
Which is really why I sold the ultralight too. When I had that little airplane, I sold that because we never used it.
Well, if you remember, we were also trying to sell the pontoon, but
Yeah.
we ran out of time, so we figured we'd just keep it.
Yep.
So
here it is.
And I guess it's a good thing since you got a house by the lake.
That's right. Or we would just have another boat.
So Brett is like, I do not want to do this.
I don't mind. I just know it's going to be a lot. But I think the biggest part we kind of did this morning, a little bit of it, is just getting all the stuff off of it, out of the little cubbies, underneath the seats, all the flotation devices, the little portable table, the towels, typical boat stuff.
Well, that's cute.
Couple
that
of
you
fire
think
extinguishers.
That's the biggest part of the job.
Not the biggest part, but I think getting started
You
is
know
the
what
hard
I'm
part.
realizing too? It would be so nice to have proper lighting in this garage. That's one
Yeah.
thing that we do not have is proper lighting in here.
Yep.
So
Only one side is lit up, but I'll go ahead.
It's the wrong side.
Yeah, it's the wrong side.
So
But I'm going to turn those lights on so you can see if it's going to be any help. Maybe a little bit.
even a work light.
This light gets blocked by the door over here, so.
I have this light that I brought out that we could try to use. I don't know how much it's going to do. So
Yeah.
it'll be better than nothing, that's for sure. But it is a large area, so a couple of
Yeah.
them would probably be needed.
So,
Good time to have a work light.
yeah, we can hang it on the bottom of that kayak. So the other kayak is underneath here. It never did get put up. The intent was to get them both put up on the rafters. And then when you wanted to take the kayaks out, normally you would just launch them from the boat. And so I'd be able to drop them down into the boat and then take them. So that was the plan. But we got one of them put up. I never got the other one put up.
So
But-
job security sounds like you have plenty to do.
Yeah, so the other kayak is just sitting here. And it's not really in my way yet. I think I can navigate around it. I'm going to have to get underneath here. One of us underneath, one of us on top, because there's a nut and bolt system to getting these. All these chairs are going to have to come off.
What I'm worried about is when we take off all these parts, where do you put them while you're putting the flooring down?
I think we're going to, we're going to use this space here. So we took the jet ski out of here, and we actually moved it over here.
How heavy do you think those are?
The jet ski's tucked in over here. And I just slid the car over, and we can navigate around the jet ski during this project. And the Jeep is sitting out, but I can roll it in or push it out as needed. But it gave us enough floor space. I'm trying not to move the motorcycle trailer. It's got other stuff in it too. So I'm trying to just work around that. But look, here's the carpet decking. This is why we're replacing it. It has gotten worse since I've owned it. I've owned it probably almost 10 years now. But it was an issue when I bought it. So it didn't come brand new. It was used when I bought it. So we want to get rid of all this because this is pretty hideous. This is really the only thing that doesn't work on the boat though, is this carpet. If we take this carpet off, we're going to replace it with this roll of woven fabric. It's all wrapped up because that's how it was shipped. But this fabric was bought to redeck this boat, and we got it on clearance. I think it came from Camping World actually, but it was on clearance because
I remember.
it was an outdated design or whatever. So it works for me, and I think it's kind of a sandy brown color, so it'll match these stripes pretty good. It's about the same color as this carpet, but it's a woven fabric vinyl. So that's what the newer boats have on them now. They're waterproof. And you don't get this running carpet everywhere. So that's what we're working on. So I think the first thing we're going to do, well, we emptied everything out of the bins.
I think those are going to be heavy.
Oh, the seats?
Yeah.
It's all aluminum rails. I don't think it'll be terrible. In each piece, like here's a piece, there's a piece, and then there's a sectional back there, but I think they come apart. They may not come apart. I don't really know. And then you have the stern area. That's where all your wires are. But all the wires go into one place as a hole about this big, and so we'll just have to work around that. We're just going to lift them and maybe suspend it in the air from the rafters, so we don't have to really remove it and disconnect all the cables and wiring. I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to lift it, put the vinyl around it, glue the vinyl down, and then put all these big benches back down. The first thing I think we can remove, though, are these seats. These are just regular Phillips head screws. It looks like there's 8 screws here, or 6 screws, and then we'll just take those off. You know what we're going to need? A bunch of little freezer bags and maybe a marker so we can mark them, tape them to the seat so they
Why are you
don't
telling
get
me
lost.
this? Because I'm the assistant, go fetch it girl?
No, I'm just letting
Yeah, yeah.
I'm letting you
Yeah.
know I think that's our plan. Is we'll need
Well,
a bunch
I'm
of little
worried.
sandwich and snack bags just
I'm
to keep
worried
things
by the end of
organized.
this, we're going to need a new boat. So that is going to be the big question. Are we going to
Oh.
need a new boat?
A new boat?
Yeah, like
Okay.
we're not going to be able to do this, and then we're going to need a new boat.
I think we can do it. Most of it has a nut on the bottom and a washer and a bolt on top. So it does take 2 people because one person literally cannot hold the nut on the bottom and do the nut on the top. I mean, unless you got 10-foot arms.
I
So
guess I better go fetch it quick and come back.
we're going to get our materials together and get started on this thing. And we'll just give you little progress reports along the way. So this is not going to be a today and done project. This is going to take probably days, probably even weeks. But I don't think it's going to take a month. I don't think it'll take that long if we stay on it every day.
Today is May 15th. We are documenting this, and we will check back on the end date.
Now, we may not work on it every day. A lot of it just depends on because we do our workout days and we do other things. So we'll work it in. We'll see how long it takes. Like she said, okay, today is May 15th.
Okay.
I'll make sure we do a lot of this on your birthday, though. So happy birthday. I don't think that'll go over very well.
That's different than any other
I
year.
was kidding. All right, so we're getting started. All right, we're about an hour and a half into the project, and so far,
We have a list of screws and bolts we're going to need because
Yes.
a lot of stuff was missing
or broken.
or broken. Some stuff had to be broken to get out.
Yeah, I wrung off a bolt, but that's because the nut wouldn't come off. But they're just U-bolts. I think we can find them at a regular hardware
All that
store.
kind of stuff that was expected with age, really.
Yeah, and they're
So-
old.
And there's just a lot of stuff there's a couple things that need to be replacing anyway, so we'll be making a list of parts.
Yep.
So now, what have we done?
The seats are easy. They came off.
Yeah, that was the easiest part.
And we got them set over to the side, and Therese has them all bagged, the bolts and labeled and everything, so we know where everything goes. It looks like this carpet's going to come off pretty easy.
I told you it would.
I was concerned about the glue.
I was not. But I do think we're gonna have to do something because you see it does leave like a rough
Yeah.
with the carpet, so we'll have to read up on that.
We might even
And how to get the
just
residual, might sand it.
rotary sand it off, yeah. Maybe.
We'll have to see what the best thing is, but
Okay.
it's gonna be pretty easy, that part peeling off the carpet.
And all these aluminum rails we had to take off, which means we had to take off the anchors, the anchor points. There were 4, one on each corner. Each one had a corner piece we took off. We labeled those. There was a front rail that has the toe piece for this. So that's bolted into the frame and has a support bracket behind it. So it took a little bit to get to those, but we got that off. And we've gotten the corner pieces off all 4 corners.
Snap screws for the cover.
Yep, a lot of the snaps, the screws were bent, or one of the snap screws This one was okay, but the one on the other side was right behind this. So
mean, it's
I
an
don't know what
engineer
good.
fail.
Yeah, it's an engineering fail
Like they could
completely.
have put the screw
Offset.
more this way.
Right.
You know.
It's got to be offset from the bumpers. Fortunately, the boat's not flush right up against this like it actually should be, but it gave us a little space to work. So we're trying to get the rest of these rails off, these aluminum rails. And to do that, we have to unfasten all the seats, I think. I think this is the only thing holding these seats together. There might be bolts on, yeah, I can see a bolt because there's a washer spacer there.
Few.
Yeah. But they're all 10 millimeter, and so we're just going to get at it. I think all these will come off probably in the next hour. We'll have all these off.
So I'll show you
I'll hand the camera over.
how it's a two-person job.
Yeah.
See, if you look in here, and this is where this light comes in super handy, you'll see I'll need to hold one while he's doing the one down there, vice versa. So we got to go around all throughout under the seats to undo those, undo these, and then we will deal with the fun part of removing these to the floor so that we have nothing but bare carpet area to start peeling back the carpet.
Something else to keep in mind is some of these seats have electric on them. This one has a light on it, and that one has a plug on the bottom.
Yeah, these are already
Is it already pulled out?
these are already unhooked.
Oh,
They were
okay.
just laying here.
Oh,
So, but there is wire running through
to these lights.
on the wall over here. So
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to do that.
I guess this was a light or some kind of plug up here.
Yeah, charging plug. So yeah, we're going to get back at it. Okay, drill lady.
All right. Well, this light has come in so handy because it's super dark over here.
Yeah,
I think we need headlamps.
it would be a cool headlamp. But we're making progress.
Are you having fun yet?
No, but you know what's nice? The weather's nice, and then we have the music playing. We just don't play it during the video, obviously, but yeah, so we got this out. This one was a little more difficult than this one, only because it was bolted behind the seat and behind the console to the other gate. So the two gates were bolted
You
together.
have to be super flexible, hang
Yeah.
upside down, have arms that go around corners.
Yeah,
And
fingers that bend backwards.
yeah.
So, but we got it. So
We're getting there.
we're getting there. So we're gonna hand this and get this on the floor
And then we're breaking for lunch.
and break it for lunch. The boss
And
says.
we may or may not come back after the lunch. That remains to be seen.
Okay.
I might pull a union card and just quit the job without 2 weeks' notice.
Oh no, I need 2 weeks notice.
No. Right. So now there's some more wires. Brett is disconnecting there so we can finish getting rid of that canopy. And we've got the cockpit here, as I call it, loosened up. That's going to be the tricky part of this whole thing because there's so many wires underneath down in there, and you don't want to disconnect all that stuff because you're going to have a heck of a time putting it back together. So that we're kind of going to be working around.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might take this and suspend it, like get some straps on it and
That would be smart.
use the beams and just to raise it like an inch.
That would be
Off
very
the
smart.
dock, and that would be enough for us to slide the linoleum out, cut the slot, cut the hole, and you're not going to see any of that. It's all underneath the console. But I'm not unhooking and rehooking any of these wires. That's ridiculous under there. I'm not doing that.
That's what we say now, and hopefully we stick with that. But if it becomes necessary, we will just make a video of everything we're unhooking so we can rehook it.
I'm not
But he says we are absolutely not doing that, so we will see.
Just lift it.
I'm always on the we will see. So this is what it looks like so far with what we've taken off. You see how bad this carpet is? So definitely way overdue. So now we'll get this off of here and head to the next step. All right, so we returned after lunch. You don't take me seriously, do you?
I didn't realize there was so much spring on this.
So we came back to the job to do a little bit more today. And Brett was doing an assessment of the situation without his camera. So I decided to turn mine on.
Oh boy.
And what are you deciding to do now?
Just take the canopy off. One side is missing this little thumb screw thing, so we'll have to get something for that.
Yeah. Okay, so that came off fairly easy. We managed to put that right over here on the side, which is good. And the next thing we're going to be tackling is the captain's chair. And also right where Brett is standing, we will have that little thing that holds a table. We'll take that off and then we'll start looking at the big beast over here.
I will go underneath with my wrench and hold the nut while you drive the screws.
All right. All right, we are minus a seat and a little table holder, and now we are focusing on this rail over here. Well, we are still getting into it. This is another day now. We took a day off?
We did, yeah.
Yesterday was kind of packed and we didn't get to it, and that's fine because my back was super tweaked after Friday. So now we're tackling this big monster, which has been hard.
It's unscrewed, and you can see we've pulled it off from the edge there a little bit. This one took a lot of work.
Well, you also had underneath, you had the fuel tank and the battery.
Yes. That's the boat making noise as we walk around, if you hear that. So underneath here, we had to take the battery compartment out, the battery out, disconnect the cables. And over there, there's cables that go to the fuel tank, the sending unit, and like to the gauge and all that. And I think there was another wire in there. I can't remember what that was too. But we had to disconnect the fuel filler line, the air tube, and the actual line itself. We had to take off the tank. And that required the fuel line to the tank itself actually did not want to come off. So we had to actually saw it off. And then we will have to reattach it. There's plenty of tubing there, so we just cut about 2 inches off the tubing. And now that I have the tank out of the boat, I can, in fact, it's over there on the corner of the boat. You can see it there next to the Jeep. Now I can, from the bench, I can get the rest of that tube off the nipple so that the cut part of the fuel line can go back on there. And there was plenty of extra line for me to cut it, or I wouldn't have cut it. So we've got this all pulled apart, and this thing's really heavy and awkward. It's kind of L-shaped. So what we're doing, even just this cushion here is like 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah, I feel like that could come off and you'd save some weight.
Yeah, as we started moving it, it kind of started to separate. I'm like, there can't be much holding this. So maybe we can take some of this apart. And so I did take 2 more screws out of this. And we're actually waiting to see if that'll pull out. Yep, this should pull out from under this cushion. Now this cushion's affixed to the back, not to the bench. So you have all these weird anomaly things to figure out. And then, oh, here's something too. We have a line that's pulling, you see it? So it's screwed to the frame. So right there we got to unscrew that screw because we're pulling on that wire. So let's push that back.
Yeah, I thought you said you got all that.
I thought I did. There's always something. You see it?
What I've learned here is this job requires you to contortion your body in lots of ways.
There's a lot going on.
And if you can afford to, I would pay somebody to do this job. So, and I'm wearing the appropriate shirt for this. Here we go again.
That's right.
So that's how I feel about this.
Okay, we're about 2 hours into this project today. Not total time, but
Too far.
yeah. So we did get all of this L-shaped cushion, and we just placed it up here on a moving blanket on top of this trailer here. Kind of gets it up out of the way, doesn't take up floor space. We got all the cushions here in front of here. And I guess as long as I don't want to ride the motorcycle, because that's in here, then I guess we're okay. And the Jeep can even stay in the garage, which I was prepared to move that out too, but looks like we have enough room now to work.
Yeah.
So I guess
Now the next level of fun starts.
Yeah.
Carpet removal.
removal. And so if you're asking about this is not very heavy, but all the wires are connected to this because this is your main control, your console panel. So we're going to just work around that. It's not very heavy. You can see with one hand, I can pick one side up. So I'm thinking about when we get to that point, we'll just strap it and hang it from the ceiling and just lift it like an inch or two off the boat, and then we'd be able to slide the new flooring under it. But we can just work with pulling the carpet out from under it. I don't think it's just gonna pull up easily. I think it's glued down. It's like the only thing they built well was attaching the carpet to the thing.
Well, I don't know. They attached that wire over here pretty good.
Yeah, so there's a wire that runs. It was this one that's hanging off here. And this wire only goes to that night navigation light that's on top of the bimini cover. So, but they attached it with 3 screws behind this cushion. So you're thinking, oh, just remove the cushion. Yeah, I would if they hadn't stripped the screw that went into it. And it's a square head and all the others are Phillips heads. So what does that say about this builder? And it ain't just this builder. It's probably any of these boat builders, the cheaper lower end, using
Well,
scrap screws.
There was another one too that was a different size screw. So I
Yeah.
said, what did these drunk stoners just throw whatever was left on deck that they
Yeah,
had sitting in the toolbox?
I can
over
almost vision them going and spitting tobacco on the floor and say, hey, Bob, hand me that screw over there, that'll work, and driving it in. That's what I picture when I see sloppy workmanship like this.
there? Okay.
There's no standardization, there's no set. I don't get it. Standards? Anyway, so that's what you get with these things when you start diving into them. This is an older boat, so I'm not going to come down on them too hard. Hopefully they've learned a few things.
The craftsmanship has only gone downhill in
That's-
most circumstances. So
This boat, I don't even know what year it is. I'd have to look it up, but it's over 10 years old because I've almost had it that long. But it's been good to us mechanically. It does work fine. I think the little 60 horsepower Mercury motor that's on here, although I'd like it to be a 90 horse or a 115 would be great.
everybody always wants more than what they got.
Those motors are always like 3 times what this one costs. And this one is real economical. I can run all day on this.
Contentment
Yeah.
is key, my
And
friend.
it pushes the boat around 35 miles an hour, so it's fine for a pontoon
Don't
boat.
live your life always wanting bigger, better, and more.
I know,
Be
but
content.
I think the newer ones this size, this is an 18 foot, so the newer ones this size probably have 90s on them. But the difference really is only going to be 8 to 10 miles an hour, if that. So I'm just content with this nice economical motor right here, even though I've got my soapbox going on here. So we're going to take a little break, I think.
Getting on Facebook Marketplace later looking for an engine.
I have looked at them, and they're just,
I'm sure you have.
they're twice what this one costs, and it ain't worth it.
Contentment.
Yeah, this stuff's ridiculous. And because it says the word marine on it, they think it's something special.
Well, Marina is special. That's my niece.
Oh, marina. Just like the price of gas. I was just reading a thread. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I was reading on a Tim's Ford group thread, Facebook group thread. Somebody filled up at the marina and said it was $7 and I think it was 62 cents for a gallon of gas. And he says, I'll never do that again. And everybody's like, well, you can expect to pay more. Yeah, some more, $1 more, not $3 more. Marina gas is just, maybe it's convenient, but dude, is it really hard to bring extra cans of gas with you if you know you're going to be out on a boat all day and just have them nearby? So, I mean, gas is expensive anyway, but the marinas are charging California price gases, and there shouldn't even be a road tax on it, but I guess there's a lake tax. Is there such thing as a lake tax? It's probably more than a road tax. But anyway, I digress. So this is where the fuel tank was, that little clean square. And then the dirty square around that was the compartment that the fuel tank was in. There was really nothing in that compartment but the fuel tank and a little bit of wiring and some tubes. But look how nasty that is. It was all covered. So all these leaves and debris and stuff is from where the boat was stored in Florida. When I had it in the barn, but also my predecessor had it stored in Florida, and I think it was on a lot, like outside. So, and it had a cover on it. So at least here, being in the garage, we don't really have to use the cover. I do still have it, but you can just put it in the garage and then pull it out to the lake. So it's pretty easy in and out. So we're going to start pulling up on this carpet and see how hard it's going to be. There's a bunch of wires you see we got to work around and drill holes through the new linoleum, but that won't be hard. Getting the glue off of this I think is going to be hard. What are you finding out here? I see you're already starting to tug on it.
Well, here's what you're going to be left with, which is glue and carpet fuzz, so then you gotta figure out how that's coming off.
I saw a couple of YouTube videos on this, and some people were hand picking it, and others were using a torch and just burning it. And so I kind of like that idea. So
that's another thing you've been on Marketplace looking at?
I can't find a good deal on those. I'm thinking Harbor Freight is going to be our source there for a torch kit. But
and what does that do? Just
and you know, this is something else I had at the campground. We didn't keep. So yeah, so we're gonna get busy here pulling up some carpet. Fun.
Who's
You guys.
we? Who's we?
We.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's we then.
maybe our supporters will show up and help. Say, hey, we're here. Will you help us?
You got jokes, bro.